Hello, Namaskar, and a very good evening to all the viewers watching our session out there. This is Simran Singh. You can watch this particular Sahyog session running on PM eVidya channel number 6 to 12. And also, we have different mediums through which you can connect with us, and one of them is our YouTube channel. As you all know, it is NCRT Official. So, it's around 5 p.m. on your watch, and regularly that is from Monday to Friday from 5 till 5:30 p.m. we come up with our special sessions for all our viewers. That is our Sahyog sessions, guidance for mental well-being and psychosocial support to all the students and viewers watching our sessions out there. So here we come up with certain interesting and important topics for all our students. So what are we going to discuss today? It is all about nurturing leadership skills in adolescence. Now adolescence seems to be a bit of challenging stage or phase of your life. So you require more support, and at the same time when adolescents can get a chance to act as leaders, it could flourish their adulthood. So providing us more details regarding the topic, we are joined by two panelists. Allow me to introduce them with all our viewers. In the conversation we have with us Dr. Dhanya Krishnan ma'am. Namaskar ma'am.
Namaste.
Good evening. Welcome to the session. Ma'am is
Thank
currently
you.
serving as assistant professor at Regional Institute of Education from Bhubaneswar, NCRT. Then we also have with us our practicing counselor who has connected from Bhubaneswar, Odisha, Miss Itimai Panda ma'am. Namaskar ma'am.
Namaste, good evening.
We welcome you in the conversation with open arms. And throughout this live interactive session, viewers, if you have any of the queries, then feel free to write down to us in the comment section of NCRT Official. Besides, here is a contact number that is flashing on your screens. Kindly note down this contact number, that is 8800440559, and a specific mail ID for Sahyog, that is sahyog.ncrt@ciet.nic.in. So without taking much of your time, let's quickly begin this conversation on nurturing leadership skills in adolescence. So in the first place, Dhanya ma'am, I would request you to apprise our viewers more about what leadership actually means and why leadership skills are so important to be nurtured, especially among adolescents.
Simran, as we all understand, both effective and moral leadership, it has a huge impact on well-being of people. But we have little consensus on what leadership is. We misinterpret leadership in different way. We consider leadership in synonymous to administration or management as well. So it's highly significant for us to understand what leadership is. Many times when we are asked about a leader, in childhood we may point towards our own teacher, or later on maybe a political leader or maybe a moral guru. But seldom we realizes or recognizes ourselves as leaders, the potential what we have as a leader. So the leadership, so in a very, very simplistic way, we can say it is a process of making change. It is a process of influencing others for a desired outcome, and to make the organization or an institute or a system to work in a more coherent, cohesive way. So when you talk about a leader, we know that we have examples of leaders in our day-to-day life, and then we have exposure to see the different leadership qualities of a people, but many times we consider it as a very fixed personality trait. But we should realize that leadership is a complex, multidimensional process of influencing people to bring the desired change. The change need not be only with respect to the leader's perspective. The change is for the betterment of all the stakeholders involved in the process. So when we consider about this particular process of leadership, that very, very dynamic, vibrant process of leadership, there are some of the themes which are characterized under leadership. The first and the most important thing is that envisioning a future, a desirable future. A leader definitely should have a vision about what exactly the organization or an institute or the school or the system works for. So having a vision for the bright future of that system becomes very, very significant in terms of leadership. Second is that it's not only necessary to have a vision, but have a clear perspective about the purpose or the mission for achieving that vision as well. But these things are possible only when which is strengthened, decorated by the value system. Here, when I say value, it is the value of empathy, understanding other person, understanding self and others, the dedication, commitment, understanding others' needs and emotions, and sincerity in the work. And you can have n number of values, but these values actually make that particular leader a true leader or an effective leader. The fourth point, if I can tell, it's about the decisions or the strategies that a leader make. And intelligent strategies that the leader make to achieve the objectives or the goal that we set in. The goal setting also, it need not be only a one person or the leader's task. It is rather, it is a collaborative way of understanding the whole scenario or the situation and coming out with the goal which we are actually pursuing it and influencing them. But for that reason, devising the intelligent strategies in discussion with the colleagues or with the people who are working in that area, and in general we can say the followers, then understanding their needs and coming out with the objectives and value-laden objectives and working for it. The another very important thing is that how are you empowering the followers or engaging the followers? Empowering, when I say, everybody has one's own unique potential. So realizing that potential is a very important aspect in leadership. Not only the potential, even the weakness, even the strength of the people. Understanding the strength and weakness of the people and empower them accordingly becomes significant. When I say the second point is about the engaging the people, not only empowering them. Maybe many times we see that the people who work, then the leaders expect the work to be done by the same people multiple times and they are overworked. There are some of the people that we think, okay, they may not be able to do, or they are not doing, then we just ignore them or neglect them. But that is not a real way to do it. Even engage and encouraging them, understanding their potential and giving the task accordingly and handholding them in the process for the betterment of the institute or organization becomes significant here. So a leader basically should model the way to be. Because having said modeling, I mean that the leader should have a set of standards. A high standard is set, and the leader himself or herself practices the standard. Then it becomes important. As a leader, when I say everybody should reach at 8:30 in the office or the school, and one day I come at 8:30, the other day I come at 10:30, then the inconsistency in the practicing the standard what we said becomes an issue there. So modeling the followers with one's own values, one's own commitment and dedication becomes very significant in case of leadership. So it's not only that the leader performs the best, it's rather that the leader creates an environment wherein all are encouraged to perform the best, considering their potential. Similarly, when it comes to the second part of the question, how it is significant for adolescents to have the leadership skills, many times during Paricharcha or Sahyog, we talk about the characteristics of adolescence, we talk about the period, the adolescence as well. But many times we all ignore the component of the possibility of nurturing leadership skills among adolescents. In fact, it doesn't start at adolescent stage as well. Even from the beginning, from home, it starts in the childhood. But the thing is that their potential, adolescents have lots of energy. Then we need to channelize it, the potential to be tapped. And there are research evidences say that if adolescents are trained in leadership during, using any kind of the intervention, there is a high possibility that they have a better leadership skills in their future life. When I say that, see the different skills involved, I am sure that Itme is going to discuss in detail about it. But if it is solving the problem, if it is the decision making, if it is the responsible decision making, and such skills not only required to be the so-called leader in inverted comma, these are the skills required to lead a very well balanced life with with high level of wellness of people. So adolescence is the stage where huge opportunities are there for them to grow, wherein these skills would definitely help them to have satisfaction in their life, having self efficacy. They have belief about their own capacity, and their self esteem could be developed when leadership skills are nurtured. So that they can contribute much to the progress of nation as well, so that they can be a responsible citizen, wherein later on in adulthood they can choose the right leader, can be the leader, and have a better personal professional life as well. So it is very, very significant that we talk about leadership among adolescents, and we try to nurture the different leadership skills among adolescents, Simran.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for apprising our viewers about the real meaning of leadership skills and how it works among adolescents. As you also mentioned that there are certain components of leadership. In the conversation we have with us, our practicing counselor, Itimai ma'am, would you like to help our viewers with the different components that deals with leadership?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I will start with a great saying like leaders are made, not born. So, inculcating the leadership quality in a student or in a child, inside a child, it will take time. It is a process. It will developed gradually with time. Definitely, there are roles of parents, teachers, and counselors as well to grow the child with a great leadership power. And apart from that, there are the various components which plays a vital role to make a child efficient enough to be a leader. Like a child should be goal oriented, or he or she has to be self aware. That awareness should be there. Then obviously a student or a child has to be hardworking and honest, so that the qualities can be worked better. And confidence and being a positive thing, like facing a situation or working with our team can be much easier when the person is confident and positive as well. And apart from that, a person should be responsible and a good listener and encouraging at the same time, because when you can listen to others patiently and encourage others, then only you can be a great leader with time. So good communication is also required, and willing to serve for others, and that mindset improvises the qualities so that the person can help others. And decision making is definitely a good part which will definitely help later on to take decisions and help others. So these are the components which helps a student to be a great leader.
Thank you for also informing us about the different qualities of a leader. Now, whenever we talk about leadership skills, the onus or the responsibility is also being borne by schools and teachers in nurturing leadership skills among adolescents, among children. So, Dhanya ma'am, how does that work?
Simran, and I would like to start, answering to this question, taking the quotation what Itimai has made as leaders are, not born, but they are made. The statement itself say that there are scope or opportunity to nurture the skills, and our teachers and the school as a system has a greater role to play in this. When we consider leadership is a dynamic, the skills which practicing counselor Itmay has mentioned about the different values and the different skills and emotions which are involved in the process, it is highly required that our adolescents, we should understand that adolescents have the potential to understand the surroundings, though they have difficulty in understanding the identity. We say that in terms of identity crisis, there may be issues like peer pressure. There are issues like finding difficulty in setting up the goal, and there are difficulties. However, they have the potential and then potential to grow as more responsible adults. So in that particular process, our teachers, our school has a role to play in. School, as we all understand, that is the first organization, or formal organization that we all experienced. Though we have childhood experiences at home, but this is the situation that we had, experienced at the beginning, the first one. So when having said that, we know that we have experienced the organizational culture or organizational roles for the first time in the school. So the impact of the school in developing these skills and values are enormous. There are researchers which says that inspiration from the teacher is the major contributing factor for developing leadership among adolescents. These are research evidences to say that. That means the teacher has a in the schools also. Now let us see that how a school or the different activities could, help adolescents to nurture the leadership skills. The first and foremost thing is that providing opportunities for what? To voice out, to fail, not only to success, to fail as well, and to express themselves out, to the opportunity for them to have to make decisions in different tasks. It need not be, a decision for a societal change. It could be simplest one in terms of one of the content, and you're doing a project. Maybe that how the project's to be carried out, who are the members involved in the project, how am I going to do that project by, contacting the people, how me being the leader of that particular group, how am me going to extract the work from the people. So it need not be a greater big task. It could be any of the assignment or the project which we as teachers do give to students, but there should be an opportunity for them to do that. That is very, very significant. Maybe kind of a one-sided, single-sided talk or a lecture method may not give that opportunity at all. There is a two-way communication is required. As Itimei was pointing about the active listening, that is very, very significant, that we have patience to listen to others. That is one of the most important skill that required for a leader. So developing these skills like decision making or active listening or understanding others, we can have certain specific intervention program itself, like adolescents leadership program. That is one specific way of doing it. Second is that in the natural settings in the classroom or the school, we provide them opportunity to experience these things. It could be in terms of any kind of civic engagement. It could be in terms of a community service wherein they understand the value of community so that they can contribute, as I was discussing as part of the first question itself. So, and the another important area is extracurricular or other curricular activities that we say, and involving children in those activities give them enormous opportunity to experience all these skills. Plan it, how are we going to make the decision based on it. So the students are involved in organizing the other curricular activities that would definitely boost their leadership skills. Another point that we can see is the teacher as a model. As I was telling, that modeling, the leader has to model the way it is. Many times we consider our teacher as the leader for that particular school or the class. So a teacher has to show the different qualities of a leader so that students understand that how a leader should function. Even inside the classroom, teacher can organize certain case of certain case studies discussion. There could be brainstorming session in the classroom wherein children are free to express their viewpoints, or the children can influence the others in different ways, and those things are projected in the classroom. They are encouraged to take up challenges, because many times we say the highly pampered child is not developed as a effective leader. Why? Because the challenges are not exposed to the student. So giving them conflicting situation, how children are encouraged to take up certain decisions. So that opportunities, that learning opportunities will definitely help the students to nurture the leadership skills. Here, the most important is that opportunity to fail. When we fail, we understand that we have the power within, the resilience within to come out of it. And then how do we face the challenging situations in our life and lead a better life? So these, and one more thing, we as teachers or the parents, we need to be very careful that we are not putting undue interferences in children's activity. Then they become more and more dependent on us rather than they become more independent in thinking and becoming effective leaders. So we need to give them ample space and scope and opportunity for nurturing these leadership skills, Simran.
Thank you so much for providing us with these important details and one very important and significant point that has been highlighted by you under this topic is it is very important for schools and teachers to provide all the students, all the children studying in your school and classes with the kind of environment, the right environment where they feel that they can come up with their doubts, their queries, or anything, whatever they feel like, apart from the academic area. So, thank you so much for bringing that point to this platform. Moving ahead in the conversation, along with schools, teachers, the important responsibility also lies on the shoulders of family members and, of course, counselors. So, how can they be supportive in nurturing leadership skills among the adolescents? Itimai ma'am. Itimai ma'am?
As we
Yeah.
know, the leadership, the learning starts at home from family. So, being a parent, they can teach the child to respectful to others and build emotional and social intelligence as well, which will help them to communicate with others with respect, with a good rapport. Then they can also be taught problem solving methods and perseverance, which allows us them to make decisions, and they can play a role and taking decisions in small things at home, like taking a decision what can be done in lunch, or small decision children could be taken, their decisions can be taken for implementing such tasks at home. And of course they should be learned, parents should make them learn about that in life. If failure comes, then it is a lesson, it is not an failure, it should be taken as a lesson. But the success, it is an achievement which will gradually help the child to grow with to have great experience, which will definitely help later on in their life. And of course the parents should inculcate the positive reinforcement during talking with the child, while taking some to encourage the child to do something, to take decisions of their own and small decisions, and they should be aware of what they are doing and how they are using that. So that can be also guided by the parents. And they should also allow the child to be creative, to have some hobbies or habits which can help them to grow better. And of course they should allow, the parents should allow the child to work independently, not involve much in their activity works. So in that way the parents can help the child to grow in a better way, to um, uh, grow their leadership qualities. If I come to a counselor, how can a counselor help? So in a school setup, a counselor can have various different team activities, like knowledge building activities, communication skill building activities, and they can also coach children's the methods of leadership and techniques as well. So for this they can follow certain activity strategies like memorization and practicing things, and involving the children in research works. Different kind of research work can help the child develop their confidence and grow their knowledge as well. And they can also be involved in observing others, like the person they like the most, they can be taught to observe the person, their activities, and to learn good things from them. And also we can tell them to involve them to in role playing activities, which will definitely encourage the child to learn various things. And of course self evaluation is very important. When they are doing activities, certain kind of things, they are involving themselves with other fellow members, they should be what evaluate themselves, that how they are working, how they are behaving, and how it is working. That is also very important. So in this way the counselors and the family members can help a lot to grow the child and develop the leadership qualities in them.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I do believe that all the viewers watching this session will take note of the important areas being discussed in the conversation. I would like to thank Dr. Dhanyakrishnan and Ms. Ithimai Panda for their valuable inputs and their valuable time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the viewers who have connected with us for this particular conversation. I am wrapping this Sahyog session, but you don't have to go anywhere because upcoming is our session on school leadership and development. So stay connected to NCRT and keep watching PM eVidya channels. Namaskar.